a federal, just anything with the feds is considered, 98% conviction rate and everything else like that. But you kind of have to take a step back a little bit. Me and my man Cavario were talking about this the other day, right? And you have to keep this in mind, especially when you're talking about federal cases. The feds have a really almost unfair ability to throw ridiculous numbers at you. You're facing 50 years, 100 years, whatever. So 98% conviction rate. About 95% of those cases get pled out, right? So that means you're left with 3%. So if you're left with 3% out of 5%, the feds lose about 40% of their cases when they go to trial. So it's not quite as bad as some people make it out to be. It ain't like the feds are just some invincible army that never lose and have 100% conviction rate. If the person is strong enough to say, fuck you in these 70-year threats, I'm going to take it to trial, they can potentially beat it.
I know a couple niggas that beat the Fed.
Well, NBA YoungBoy beat his Fed case, his gun case. My man Freeway Ricky Ross got his Fed case reversed. Who else? I think, was it Blood Raw from CTE beat a Fed case? Like, people have beat Fed cases, but everyone's too scared because they're facing that type of hellacious time.
Right.
That's what ultimately happens. So you got to take this whole Fed thing with a grain of salt. But, I had Akon on my show recently, and he said something interesting.
Well, this is the thing, Vlad. A lot of them, that's not who they really are. These are kids, man. They still young. Like, it's like most of it is being done to, you can say, impress their peers. Because, man, I know most of them.
Yeah.
Man, they the most humble, good-hearted, real good people. But when you listen to the music, you would think they were serial killers.
Like, for example, Gunna doesn't have any violent charges against him at all. He was just around. Yeah. So, when you hear of, stuff like this.
They don't sound like serial killers to me. They don't sound like serial killers. I love their music, but I can't understand it like that. They don't sound like serial killers to me. They got swag with their shit. They don't sound like serial killers to me. I can't take 3 lines or 2 lines, one of them that said and say they sound like serial killers. You got to go to Louisiana. You got to go to, if you want to talk people sounding like, when every line about all that, them dudes, most late lines about fashion. It ain't just about nothing. No, I'm not going to let them, no, Akon. They don't sound like no serial killers in their music. I disagree.
I mean, he was exaggerating to prove a point. Well, and by the way, speaking of Akon, I think he even mentioned this in our interview. I sent you a text about it. He actually wants to do music with you.
Oh, yeah? I'm an Akon fan. Everybody know that. I put all the niggas in my circle on Akon. I really put all my niggas in my circle on Akon.
I'll send you his contact after the interview. If you want to reach out to him and connect, he's ready for your call.
I would love to put him on my new album.
There you go. Boom. Give me A&R credit on that song. I got you. I'm just kidding. I don't need that.